Hey, what is up guys? Guitar Rock here. Welcome back to another Brown Dust video. Alright, today we're gonna talk a little bit about the meta. Currently, what is trending in the world of mercenaries, choices, generally in the arena. Okay, so just a thing to note, this might vary from server to server. I'm on Asia server, so it's going to change depending on the server that you're playing at. So based on what I'm seeing, if you are from global server, people still use Hell in the regular arena. I'm not talking about Novice right here, I'm talking about the arena. Yes, but once you have all those 5 stars catching up and you have all the skill books to invest in more 5-star mercenaries, people are slowly going to start to drop Hell out, and most likely they are going to start slowly favoring other 5-star mercenaries that are considered good in the meta. Okay, so the first thing that I want to address is the tanks in the game right now. Alright, so we are talking about not necessarily the defenders, but rather tanky mercenaries that help to block out a lane and basically take as much hits as they can. So there are quite a number of mercenaries with such set role. Arkan is the best example. So let's see. Arkan has dropped to number 3. She used to be second, but of course more people have pulled Lucius, so you can see that that's an ongoing trend. So more people are slowly dropping out Arkan because of one particular unit, and that is Lilian. Alright, so Lilian, you can see she is the top used magician in my server right now, and I believe whichever server you're in, she's most likely going to be top 5, and that's because of a couple of reasons. She can block the lane, basically hang on in there and try to take as much hits as she can, basically for the regular 5-star mercenaries. And she doesn't need as much investment as Arkan. It's quite easy to build her. If you can get her up to +3, all the way here, you get the bonus defense plus 50%. So that way you just need to stack up with 2 more runes, basically each at 25% of additional defense, 2 more shield runes, and you get 100% defense Lilian, which will be able to basically take hits without dying, hopefully until when she starts moving. So once she starts attacking the opponent, she will then lose defense by 200%, which is an absurd amount. Most likely she's gonna die to 1 hit once after she attacks. So most of the time people will try to place her as the 9th mercenary to move. So that's the strategy around surrounding Lilian, which is why you see Lilian so often. Like, she's just so good, she's so cheap, not much investment needed, and one of the best tanks right now, despite being a magician. Alright, so Valfron, arguably also pretty good with the energy gut, that's why he's at a close second, and of course we all know Livia is going to be the top 3, right? So Livia number 3. So the reason why Livia is so good is she doesn't need any buff. No buffs needed for her. She can one-shot anyone if she's able to survive the first hit. So Livia can get absurdly tanky. So do keep in mind that, especially at the later skill level, if you go all the way up, this incoming damage minus 65% is just insane at +8. So +6, +7, +8, it makes her incredibly tanky. Even at the base +0 to +3, she has this skill which is able to reduce the opponent's stats, whoever that attacks her. So she has the benefit of trying to basically weaken the opponent and sort of hanging on in there. So Livia is one of the tankiest mercenary as well. Most people would go for 2 defense runes as well. So that way when she's about to attack, she gets this +65% defense, and if you have 2 shield runes, you're able to stack that up to 100% defense. Very annoying to deal against. So Lilian and Livia, pretty much, I mean, they are sort of the same with 100% defense mechanic, but of course they have different role. Alright, so let's move on to warriors, and let's have a look at the top mercenaries right now in the Asia server. We have Foxy, Sigmund, Angelica, Jin, and Leto. So Leto is arguably there because 4-star, cheaper to invest, things like that, and he's very strong. Jin, of course, one of the best single target hitter you can have right now. Same with Angelica. Angelica is still like top 3 because, you know, Asia server, we have been starting out with Angelica and most people have invested into her. Some people even have a +10 Angelica. So those people are not willing to let go of their Angelicas just yet. She's still very strong. I can see global server like no one would use her at all because there's no reason to. You have choices. You guys have Valfron, Memone, and the new Octos to pick over. So therefore, it makes more sense for Asia and Japan server to mostly use Angelicas. I think in Korea server, Angelica is starting to drop out as well. But let's talk about the tankiness of all these mercenaries. So Foxy is pretty squishy, so there's no need to worry about her. Sigmund right here. Sigmund can be extremely annoying to deal with, especially if you don't have much buffs. This incoming damage minus 50% can make him extremely hard to kill. Most warriors at plus 10 should be able to get rid of Sigmund, but at plus 9, some warriors struggle to do so. Christina is one of the few examples. I've seen that in Aliener as well, and there are a few examples, but most plus 9 mercenary units, they struggle to get rid of Sigmund. And Sigmund is meta. He's going to be like meta for a very long time. There's no argument about that. He's going to remain that way for sure. And if you have a look at supporters, you can see Ceres and Venaka being the top 2 right now. So Verona is slowly starting to drop out. We have Walia incoming. So Walia is still relatively new, which is why she's only top 5, but I can predict that in the upcoming months, she's definitely going to be the top 3 supporters to use for sure. So Walia can be extremely annoying to deal with, and that's because most people would go for 2 shield runes since her buffs are dependent on how much defense she has, which is why most warriors struggle to get rid of Walia most of the time. So Walia with 2 shield runes, absolutely tanky and insane unit to deal with, unless you have a fixed damage merc. Alright, so we're talking about fixed damage mercenary, and that's going to be the topic of today, which is why I do think that currently the meta is strongly in favor of Seto. Alright, so those mercenaries that I talked about earlier, Sigmund, Walia, Lilian, and Livia, they all are extremely tanky. They have decently high HP, but moreover, they are more focused on defense. And Seto is able to counter all 4 of them easily because he deals fixed damage. Alright, so if you're still new and you still are not sure what fixed damage does, basically fixed damage ignores defense and it deals a fixed amount of damage. It doesn't matter if you have 100% defense. As a Lilian, you're gonna die. It doesn't matter if you have 100% defense. As a Walia, you're gonna die. Alright, I do think that Seto is an extremely good pick right now. A lot of you guys have been asking me what's the best warrior right now in the current meta right now, as of right now, right? I'm not talking about future 2 months from now. Right now, I do think that Seto is a very, very, very good pick, very strong unit to have. Let's have a look at the placement of most people in Asia server. Alright, so we're gonna pick a couple of teams. So let's pick someone from the top 10 mercenary. Let's pick this guy. Alright, so look at this formation. Alright, so we have Walia right here. Alright, so Walia has 5.7k HP. Very tanky, very high defense, 66.68%. So no normal warriors can get through and penetrate this defense. If you have Seto, maybe double buff, I do think that Seto can one-shot this Walia easily. So that's if you place Seto on the same lane with her. But if she moves first, she's going to taunt anyway. So look at this, Livia right here, plus 10. Alright, extremely tanky as well, 50% defense, 5.5k HP. Seto can get rid of her, no problem. Alright, let's pick someone from the top 50. Let's have a look at this guy. Okay, so look at this. Arkan on the second lane, Lilian on the second lane. Alright, so since Seto is a skip, Seto would skip Venaka and hit Lilian. Straight up, no problem, or Arkan, depending. So a very good counter to all these formations right now. Seto might not be able to one-shot Arkan because Arkan has way higher HP than Lilian, but for Lilian, no problem at all. Most people seems to place their Lilian at the skip tile. So let's have a look at more examples. Let's choose Dark Repulsor. Alright, let's have a look at you. So look at this, Walia right here, Lilian right here. So these 2 lanes, Seto can counter easily. Can just get rid through your Lilian and get rid of your Walia for sure. And yeah, I've shown you a couple of examples because of how dominant these skip tile mercenaries are. A lot of people try to counter Sigmund and Foxys, but I do think that Seto will slowly shine once the time comes. Definitely one of the best fixed damage mercenary to have right now. Let's see if I'm able to do anything. Look at that. Seto just... He's not able to one-shot my Welfren because this Seto is a +0. But the fact that he's able to remove my entire energy guard, he deserves a clap, man. So lots of people seem to think that Seto needs a lot of investment, and that is not true at all. +3 is extremely strong already, but I do think that he's usable at +0. I do see lots of top teams that have him at +0. So a Seto at +0 is one of the strongest warrior in the meta right now. The only reason why I think that the meta favors Seto more than Alec, because they are both pretty similar, is because of the skip Tal range. So Alec is still good if you're trying to get rid of Walias for sure, since Walias annoying with the taunt and extremely tanky and things like that. But Seto is able to jump through and get rid of Lilians, Walias, and even Levias most of the time. So yeah, I do have 1500 ancient coins right here, and I'm seriously considering either Seto or Mamonair for now. I don't know, but if I'm someone that actually chases meta, and I do think that meta is important and I only focus on the arena, PvP specifically, I'm gonna go for Seto, no doubt. But I do think that Mamonair will help me in the long run in a couple of stages in the Evil Castle, campaign modes, and world boss as well. So I'm still thinking between these two. Hopefully you guys can help me with my decision. Leave it in the comments below and let me know which one do you think is better overall, not just in the PvP arena. Yeah, I'd love to hear some feedback from you guys as well. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you do, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.